Look, I mean, this has been dragging on for a very long time. I mean, I think a lot of staff in Shannon Heritage sites, and indeed a lot of people around Clare County Council, were expecting an announcement as part of the budget that would bring finality to this and enable us to go forward. Because for any tourism venture like the Shannon Heritage sites, planning is a very advanced stage already for next year. And I mean, in response to that, I called for a high-level intermediary to be appointed to bring everybody together. That didn't happen. I didn't really receive a substantive reply. I called for it again at the end of November. At the time, we were told by some government representatives in the region that there was a group that was meeting regularly and it was in an advanced stage. Now we know that that's not the case, and instead of being brought together to discuss it over the table, it now appears that these discussions are taking place in the media, which is not at all helpful and is only going to lead to further discord. The Shannon Group was established. We have to go back to this. There were large amounts of land handed over to them, huge assets. A big asset is Shannon Airport. They've managed Shannon Airport very well, particularly given the unprecedented difficulties that COVID posed for airports, and in particular smaller airports. They've come through that very well and they're to be commended for that. But I would have question marks over how they managed the heritage sites. And in particular, I was very concerned to learn that while they're prepared to let go of the castle, they're not prepared to put money in with it that they had previously planned to invest, and they're holding a huge amount of heritage sites. And in particular, I was very concerned to learn that they're prepared to let go of the castle, they're not prepared to put money in with it that they had previously planned to invest, and they're holding a huge, they want to retain a huge land bank around Bunratty. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it. The Shannon Group were very clear at the time that they want all these heritage sites were going to fit very well with the airport, and they were going to be able to manage them, and they were going to be able to drive tourism numbers, that there was going to be a synthesis or whatever management speak was between the two. That's not now the case, but there are huge assets involved here.
Okay, let me put that.
Somebody needs to take a longer term view and maybe question both sides on the money and say, well, maybe there's another way of doing this. But whatever way it's done, and that's why I wanted some high level person to be put in place to bring people together.